Welcome back to another episode of All Things Money. I'm your host, Dr. Kent, and today, as always, we are diving deep into some fascinating discussions that touch all our lives in one way or another. It's always exciting to dive into these big topics and explore what they mean for our personal and professional lives. Last time, we touched on some critical economic shifts and their impacts, but today, we're tackling a subject that's been on everyone's minds lately, the AI bubble and its implications, especially concerning jobs and poverty. Now, let me start with a question that's often heard: is AI really going to take all our jobs, or is this just another cycle of techno-paranoia? That's the million-dollar question, isn't it? If we look back at history, each technological leap, whether it was the Industrial Revolution or the advent of the Internet, came with fears of massive job losses. Yet, over time, new opportunities arose, often in areas we couldn't initially imagine. The AI bubble might feel different, but fundamentally, it's part of the same pattern. However, it's crucial to consider both the pace at which AI is developing and the potential breadth of its impact. I think it's important to acknowledge that while AI could automate certain tasks, it could also catalyze the development of entirely new industries. Think about the countless jobs that exist today solely because of technology we didn't have 30 years ago. Some industries might contract, others will expand, and new ones will emerge entirely. There's this notion that AI will replace all human work, but what it does more is transform it. AI excels at handling repetitive, data-driven tasks, which might free humans to focus more on creative and complex problem-solving roles. The challenge, of course, is managing this transition effectively, both on personal and policy levels. It's a balancing act, and isn't it fascinating when you think about how we're witnessing this transition in real time? The markets reflect this anticipation and apprehension. The so-called AI bubble is not just about investor speculation, but it's also a narrative driving how we envision the future of work. But let's broaden this to the idea of poverty. Despite technological advances, why hasn't poverty been eradicated? Is technology insufficient, or are there deeper structural issues at play? There are profound structural issues, and technological solutions alone can't address them. While technology can boost efficiency and increase wealth, its distribution often remains uneven. Economies might grow, but if wealth isn't shared in a way that lifts all sectors of society, poverty persists. AI has the potential to widen or narrow these gaps, depending on how we implement it. And that returns us to policy, education, and intentional economic planning. Is it just me? Or does it sometimes feel like we're in a tug-of-war between innovation and adaptation? There's this rush to integrate powerful technologies, but has the infrastructure and workforce had a chance to catch up? Part of the solution lies in education that's agile and forward-looking. Preparing future generations for jobs that don't yet exist requires teaching adaptability and critical thinking skills that machines can't replicate. Investing in education is crucial to making sure people can transition smoothly as the job market evolves, and it's refreshing to consider that this transition doesn't necessarily have to be painful. A proactive approach could potentially minimize disruptions. Think about it, with AI doing the heavy lifting, we could see shorter work weeks, more creative exploration, and perhaps even a reshaping of what we term as work. There's definitely potential for a paradigm shift. This brings to mind a quote attributed to Henry Ford. If I had asked people what they wanted, Armana, and the say, what they wanted, they would have said faster horses. It's about envisioning what's possible beyond our current limitations. Just like Ford didn't just give people what they wanted, AI might just reshape our lives in ways we can't yet fully grasp. I think it's a matter of time before we really start seeing some of these visionary uses of AI become mainstream. While it can be daunting to keep up with the speed of technological advancements, there's also an exhilarating side to it. We're essentially rewriting the rulebook as we speak. But what about those industries and individuals at risk right now? That's an essential consideration. Industries need to innovate continuously and possibly redefine their value propositions to stay relevant. On a societal level, there must be safety nets connecting displaced workers to emerging opportunities, enabling them to reskill or upskill without facing severe financial hardships. A collaborative approach involving governments, businesses, and communities is crucial here. Compassionate capitalism, if you will, where the stakeholders work together rather than just striving for profit at any cost. The transformation I'm seeing on the horizon is really about redefining what our social constructs mean, especially where work and contribution are concerned. The narrative around work has always been tightly linked to identity, purpose, and societal contribution. With AI coming into play, our definitions of work and productivity could expand to encompass broader creative and community-driven pursuits. We just need to be open to this shift and ready to redefine success. As we progress, it's going to be interesting to see how societies adapt to new metrics of success. Will it be purely about economic indicators, or perhaps will value well-being and overall societal harmony higher in the years to come? The more we chat about this, the clearer it becomes that the future of AI is not just a technological issue but a deeply human one. It's about weaving technology harmoniously into the fabric of society, while carefully considering ethical, social, and economic implications. We're not just spectators in this evolution. We're active participants with the power and responsibility to shape outcomes. As we wind down this incredibly enlightening conversation, I'd like our listeners to take away the idea that while the future holds uncertainties, there's room for optimism and action. Whether it's in investing in your education, understanding market trends, or simply staying informed, every bit counts. Engaging with these changes proactively helps ensure that we're ready to meet the future on our terms rather than reacting to it. I hope the conversation today sparks new ideas and perhaps a shift in perspective for our listeners. As always, it's been a pleasure exploring these topics with you. And to our listeners, thank you for tuning in. Stay curious, stay informed, and we'll catch you in the next episode of All Things Money. Until next time.